just going, okay, no, I'm not going to do that again. You know,
Right.
I also want to take her, as my dad did, to a shotgun range, because
Right.
my dad took a cardboard box and he cut out a window in the front of it and he hung clay birds in this box, like a little shooting gallery. And that's the first time I shot a gun, was in that scenario. And, you know, you're 6 and you shoot it and everything explodes and it's just fantastic. Right.
Right.
I want her to have a positive experience. And
Right.
it's just, she didn't grow up where, how I grew up. You know, she
Right.
didn't grow up in the same environment that I grew up in. So it's my responsibility. And I've shirked that terribly, terribly.
All right. Well, our last question I like to ask everybody is there anything out there that you've seen at a store, in a magazine, or things come down that you're excited to kind of see and get your hands on and try?
I like to shoot big guns in controlled circumstances. Like I
Right.
got to shoot a machine gun, which is so fun. Like if you
Oh yeah.
have the chance, and a lot of charity events, they'll allow you to come out and you buy 20 rounds for $20, whatever it is. Do it. Cause
Yeah.
getting to shoot that big stuff is really, really fun. Like I would love to shoot something out of a tank one day. I think that would be outstanding. I just like to kind of have that experience of, yes, I got to shoot that, because Chuck, being in the military, I mean, he's, you know, talks about what it's like to shoot a 50 cal and how, you know, it's a lot. And so
Yeah.
there's things like that, but I don't know if I keep up enough
Right.
with what's happening in the firearms industry in terms of um renovation, or not renovation, but
Innovation.
innovation, to say that there's something out there that I really, really love. Some of the cool stuff that's coming out now that I really like, though, is there are so many more options for females to carry.
Yeah.
Like 25 years ago, oh my God, has it been that long? Oh, I just made myself sick thinking about how old I am. So 20 years ago, when I first got my first concealed carry permit, there was no options for women to carry on their person that were not bulky, that were not that you could not visibly see in a
Right.
woman's normal outfit, and that has changed dramatically in terms of what's available. They have specific purses now for carry, but I just, anything that can be stripped off your body that easily does not need to have a firearm. So there's a lot of options in terms of allowing people to safely carry and truly be concealed for women.
Right.
And I like that.
Well, well, and you know, being around and going to the shot shows and stuff, guns are much more ergonomic too.
Yeah.
Um, in that hasn't always been the case. You had a steel frame Smith and Wesson semi-automatic or a 45. Those were your two choices,
Right.
and we have come so far from that. So one of these days we'll have to meet at the range, and I'll bring all my dot guns. You can play with those, and be
Oh,
like,
that
"Oh
would
my
be
god,
awesome. I would
this
love
really,
that. I would
this really,
absolutely love that. That'd be fantastic.
this
Sign me
really
up.
is cheating."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, but it's like, I don't know. I do think it's a weird hold off to my dad would be like, just get in there and practice. You won't need the damn dot. I mean, I can hear him right now. He's passed away now, but
well, we'll close it. I have a quick funny story for you. So when dots first started coming out, I wanted to be an instructor, and so I sent myself to an instructor school. And I was like your dad, I was on the fence. I'm like, I don't need a gun with a battery on the top, blah 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 blah.
yeah.
And my luggage got lost with the guns I had built to take to the class. So I told the instructor, and I had mailed my ammo to the class, and he said, "Well, I have a gun that's just smaller, so I had built a Glock 34, which is a long slide 9 millimeter." And he said, "Well, I have a Glock 19 with the same optic that you want to put on yours, so a smaller Glock, very similar." He's like, "You can just shoot this, and then hopefully your luggage shows up, and
Yeah.
you can and go from there." So I'm like, "All right." Uh, I zeroed it when we talk about zero, and that's adjusting where the dot is, and we zeroed it 3 times, and I was ringing steel at the 50-yard line. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever! I've never been able to do this." So I was sold. I was sold right then. So it was great.
Okay. You
So
might have turned me. You might have
so
turned
yeah,
me on this one. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to go
So
check that out.
so you're gonna have to come to 303 Tactical. We'll get you some information because there's lots of good. There's also lots of bad.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
convinced in this life you really do get what you pay for.
Oh, 100,
So
especially in this line of what we're talking about here.
for certain. So, well, Mandy, thank you so much. This has been great. I love having conversations with people like this and kind of getting different perspectives and seeing someone's different point of view on that for sure, and having all your experience. I appreciate it so much.
Oh, no problem. And I just want to remind people they can listen to my show where we don't talk about guns as much from noon to 3, Monday through Friday on KOA News Radio, KOAcolorado.com. You can stream it live from anywhere or listen to the podcast, The Mandy Connell Show, on any iHeartMedia platform. That's my little plug for myself there.
Absolutely. And for you folks who are looking for stuff for firearms fundamentals, reach us at 303-tactical.com and we will help out all with all your needs there. And if any gun companies or gun shooting ranges are listening and looking for a sponsorship opportunity, we're always looking for those as well. Mandy Connell, thank you so much.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it.